What up, everybody? It's your boy Pyro Slays Music, and today we're checking out the tier list for my end of year hip hop albums. Now, I am not an avid hip hop fan. In fact, this year is one of the years that I decided to just kind of tackle music as it releases, just whatever genre, and just check it out and jump in. And so there's a lot of good hip hop stuff that came out this year, a lot of bad too, of course, just like every genre. So I'm definitely a bit of a normie when it comes to this. My history with rap music is like I grew up with gangster rap and bling hip hop, bling rap. And then I honestly just kind of sat in that area, trap music as well. Yeah, so I have a decent history, but just, comparatively to someone who's really an avid hip hop listener, I don't have that, you know what I mean? So we're just pretty much talking out of our ass here and throwing up what I like and what I dislike. All opinion, of course. Roast me as you want. Let's get it started with this new Joey Valence and Bray album, Hyper Youth, which was a lot of fun. Very kind of has a little bit of a Beastie Boys aesthetic, but it's its own thing. I really like kind of the throwbacks, the club vibes on this. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think this is great. What is the next one? Oh, yeah, Sauce Walka with That Mexican OT. Now, I'm a pretty big fan of Mexican OT. I like most of his content, but this was no good. This was very... Sorry, I just realized I'm moving my stuff around. It was very bloated and just really felt haphazard. I don't know. It didn't blow me away at all. Gollywog. Now this one is something that's like, it's hard because it's a project that's not meant to be like easy access, and it's not even something you're going to be driving around bumping a lot. But the more I listen to this album, the more fascinated I am with the whole vibe, and it's almost like horror themed, but a lot of the lyrics are like talking about capitalism and shit like that. So I'm like, love it. I love it. It's great. Very, very different, though. I'm going to put this... I'll put that in great as well, even though I still haven't quite comprehended what I feel about it, if that makes sense. The next one, Chuck D's Radio Oh, my God, I can't talk today. Radio Armageddon. There we go. Also bad. Unfortunately, it's not easy. Getting up there in age and trying to be an MC and stuff, it's rough. It's not a terrible project either. Like, honestly, I'd probably put it above that Mexican OT, but it's very, very lacking, especially if you've listened to anything from Public Enemy or his solo stuff earlier. I don't know. It very big miss, and I mean, who would be surprised? I haven't heard a lot of newer Chuck D stuff that I've really enjoyed, but it's okay. I still really appreciate what he's done musically. Aesop Rock, Black Hole Superhot. This is one I just reacted to recently, so I'm still sitting on it. For me, it's going to be in that top tier of good, if not great. Again, since it's not something I've listened to a lot since it's come out, I just legitimately reacted to it this week. I'm going to put it in the good category and see where it goes from there. But, yeah, that's kind of where I'm feeling that. Dude can rap about anything. If you're curious and you're just like, I want to pick up a song out of this and see how he can rap about anything, Snail Zero. Shout out to our boy Lost Motel for hooking me up with that song in general. I probably wouldn't have reacted to that album if it wasn't for him and the Discord voting that in. So, Lil Wayne, The Carter 6. This is a fucking cash grab turd that was awful. It was really bad. There's basically no saving graces here. I grew up listening to Wayne. I love Wayne. This was hard to listen to. This was very hard to listen to. The new McKinley Dixon album. Oh my gosh, this album is so good, so good, so compact. Very nice jazz instrumental, and then the lyrics just sweep you away. And even if you're not a rap fan, I highly suggest you listen to this. Throw it on. Very short, very compact. Again, sometimes at times it felt like the first time I heard it, it sounded a little busy at times. But it just clicks with you after a listen or two. So highly suggest this. This is up in the best. Easy peasy. Love that album. All right, next we have Little Sims, Lotus. And I didn't know all the background, and I still don't know all the background stuff that goes on that leads up to this album with the producer and stuff. So I'm not going to talk on that. Instead, I'm going to talk on the just plethora of different sounds that Little Sims tapped into here. On top of that, everything sounds so good on a mixing and production level, and that writing, holy shit. The first listen, I'm like, this isn't my thing. But there was a song, I think maybe it was Thief. There was a song on there. No, Free. It just kept popping in my head. So I kept going back to that, which led me going back to this album, which re-listening to it, just being like, this is so fucking good. This is so good. Shout out to Little Sims. She's definitely up in the best for me. Fantastic. Oh, we're going hard in the good albums right now. Okay. So Clipse, they dropped their newest, and it's a comeback album. Not gonna lie, this is the first year I've ever even listened to Clipse. So I went back and I listened to Lord Willing. Love that album, by the way. And then the next one that dropped in 2026, and I'm drawing a blank on that, unfortunately. Great album as well. Honestly, first time I listened to it, I underrated the shit out of it. That third album, which dropped in 2009, which was okay at best. And then the comeback album, like, let me do my math here. It was like 15, 16 years later, something like that, which is insane for a comeback. My brain is just not fully functioning today. Regardless, what a comeback album. Holy shit, this is great. This is fantastic. There's some great features on here that go hard too, but all on their own. Pusha T just destroys it. Malice, unreal, fantastic. Honestly, it feels weirdly like they're at their I don't know. It feels like they still got a lot in the tank. It's crazy. This one blew me away. I did not expect much from this. I'm not gonna lie to you, but just listening to it, I was like, and that's probably I'm not gonna lie. This could definitely probably be moved up to the best. Yeah, we'll put it up in the best for now. We'll see where things kind of get moved around to here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Some Freddie Gibbs and another guy that I'm just recently getting into. I listened to Alfredo 1 before I jumped into this. I think the only thing that I can say from Alfredo 1 to Alfredo 2, this album does get a little samey at times, but honestly, it's a lot of fun. Just kind of feels very raw and almost, it's raw, but beautiful at the same time. I really, really enjoyed this. I think this is great. For sure. What do we got next? Che, rest in bass. Oof. Was not a fan of this. This I was like, what am I listening to? I don't know. This one's not for me. There's not anything I enjoyed about this, but still better than a lot of stuff that was in the bad category. Oh dear God, another one that's really bad. Talk about an album like 20 plus tracks. Is this one with 30? And I listened to the whole thing and I was like, why in the fuck would you do this to me? Honestly, it's like the human equivalent of AI slop. This was horrible. And then he's all up in Trump's ass as well. I like fucking ignorantly so. Wild. That was horrible. That one was one that came up like that. I was like, I wish I wouldn't have put time into this. It was not good. And I highly suggest you avoid that. JID. Now, this album as a whole, like there were some things in it that didn't really pop for me or kind of fell out of my playlist early, but stuff like VCRs and oh my God, that song was so good. But I liked Skate. There were some really good tracks in general on here, and it's like I said, some of it fell out, but a lot of it is still pop. I want to put a bullet in Bob the fucking Builder. Like, who says that? So good. We're going to put that in the great category, probably at the top rank of great. Honestly, we're going to move this around a little bit. I love Billy Woods, but again, a little heavy for sure. I might bump that Aesop Rock up there as well. We'll see where we go from here. Wait, did I already? Yep, perfect. Next, we have Gunna. Holy shit. Another one that is just so boring. Nothing changes through the whole album. What are we doing? And then AI image. What the fuck? Pick up a goddamn pencil. Pick up a goddamn pencil. That's what I got to say. Ice Cube. It's not. it's it's in the mid for me. It's not good. It's better than his last one. Honestly, this might. We'll see what we have. I haven't filled out the mid yet at all. But yeah, Ice Cube's definitely falls in there for me. And honestly, it's bad or mid at this late in his career, and it just doesn't sound good. It just doesn't sound good. I had some hope because Bad Cop kind of was a bop for me, but that album after that, I went to cry, and then this album, rough. Still a legendary artist, obviously. We got some Drake. Oh boy, this one was fucking just bad. Just bad. I think it's better than the Carter 6, but it's so boring. It's so bland, and I like Drake. Dude's gotten the shit kicked out of him from Kendrick, that Kendrick beef. But I like that he at least attempted, and a lot of people seem to pussy out. So the fact that he at least threw down, I thought was dope. But this is wow. Not good. Clipping. Okay, so this album's pretty bloated. I'm not gonna lie, but this is my first entry into clipping. The first listen, I was like, this is such a cool aesthetic. It's like very cyberpunk. There was a lot of stuff on it that was a little too much for me, experimental wise. On second listen, I was really loving it. A lot of the stuff that was too experimental was kind of just popping for me. And then I remember just listening to this like 2 or 3 times in a row and just being like, damn, I love the aesthetic. I love that cyberpunk vibe that they went with. Very, very interesting. Yes, it's bloated, and there's stuff on it that just is like, why would you put this there? But I think on a whole listen, after you listen to it a few times, it does pop. It does pop. I personally am going to put this in the great. I'm going to put it. I liked it a lot. I don't even give a shit. I'm gonna put it up there. Yeah, it's a hot take for sure, probably, but it was really good. Black Samson, the new Wu-Tang, and this is kind of embarrassing because I'm not even familiar with old Wu-Tang. I know that's a travesty. I need to get my ass moving and dive into Wu-Tang. I've heard a shit ton about them since I reacted to this, and so clearly I need to brush up on my hip hop knowledge. There's just so much good music in hip hop. You know what I mean? It's hard to keep up with everything. But I felt like this was a good one for sure. Let's go ahead to the next one. Dolomite. Dolomite was my favorite on there. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this Busta EP or mixtape, whatever the hell it was. The Awakening, Dragon Season, The Awakening. This one hurt. It hurt my soul. Like that Ice Cube album, but on a whole nother level. I put this one between that Drake and that Carter's. I think it was worse than the Carter 6, but better than Gunna or Young Boy NBA. Next we have Balloonerism, Mac Miller. Damn. First listen, I was like, I really enjoyed it. The production, the mixing is just fantastic. The thoughtfulness behind the lyrics and kind of some of the silliness aspects too. Mac Miller's not someone I've kept up really close with his discography. There's definitely albums in there that I enjoy, just not somebody I've listened to the entire thing. You know what I mean? And his last album before he passed was fantastic, and that's what really brought me into Mac. But there's obviously earlier stuff that I've been listening, but it was more tracks rather than albums. I was a kid when a lot of his stuff was coming out, like Frozen Pizza and Kool-Aid and shit. I was still really young, and yeah, good stuff. So this was really cool. R.I.P. to Mac Miller. I think this one's going to go in the great category for sure. I dig that a lot. There's just so many good tracks in here. All right, so we have Larry June and 2 Chainz project working together on this with The Alchemist, and thought that was cool. I, on first listen, was like, this is not for me. And then there was something, I can't remember even which song it was. Oh, The bagels with the cream cheese. I don't know what it was about that stupid ass line, but it got stuck in my head. So then I went back and listened to it, and then my wife liked that song. And then I just threw the album on again one night while we were playing some video games, and golly, it's a good ass vibe. Yeah, some of the stuff that 2 Chainz and Larry June do rapping wise don't cut it, but also I kind of love it because they're like dads, and it's pretty clear from the lyrics, at least for me. And they're just kind of living their best life. They made it. They're doing great. They're doing great. I like it personally. I'm gonna put that in the good category. What do we have next? Tyga. And as you can see, I'm going back to a lot of artists that probably haven't been relevant for a long time, and I'm just now learning this because I was listening to a lot of the Young Money area of things for sure. So I saw Tyga drop a new album, and I was like, how bad can it be? Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It's probably going to go right there with the Carter 6 and right between that Drake album and the Carter 6. I'm actually going to move this over there. Not that it matters at all, but I don't know. I don't know. Our last one we have Little Baby. Wham. I like a couple Little Baby tracks. That being said, this album was bloated as hell. Also, everything that I heard on this album sounded like something I've already heard from him. So I did not enjoy this at all. And rate up like maybe a little less than that Drake project. No. I put that lower than the Lil Wayne project even. It did not work for me. So looking at this, I think I like this order for everything. I'm sure the top 3 I could rotate those around at any time and be happy with it. Yeah, I think I'm just shocked I didn't have more mid. I think it's pretty clear again. Well, like I was saying earlier, with the coming back to old listening stuff that I listened to in high school to catch back up was not the greatest thought on initial on looking back, and instead kind of following what a lot of people were talking about, which a lot of the top albums this year were albums I saw people talk about, whether it be Fantano, FD Signifier. There's a lot of music people that I follow just because I like to see the difference in opinions, and there's quite a bit of good music I got from those peeps. So shout out to them. Again, I'm sure this is going to get ripped on, and that's fine. A normie trying to tackle music that I'm not familiar with, and definitely not from the culture, but I still really enjoyed all these things, and I'm glad I did delve into it, even if it has a line of albums that were just absolute stinkers for me personally. Obviously, I think with music, I think the coolest part is everybody has a different opinion. So if you have a different opinion than me, please feel free to drop that in the comments. I'm definitely curious. Hell yeah. Let's wrap this up. I'm Pyro Slays Music. If you enjoyed it, hit that like, hit the sub. Again, this is my best and worst albums in hip hop for 2025. Peace.